This video was brought to you by me.
So the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct was today, and I have a lot of feelings on this Direct. A lot of good, but a lot of mixed feelings if you catch my drift. Let's just say, there's some things in this Direct that I absolutely loved, but a lot that I'm absolutely still kind of skeptical with because of reasons we will go over as I start to cover things. And just so we're clear, I am not saying that this was a bad Direct. If anything, this was a really good Direct, and there was a lot to be excited for. But there's some stuff that I wish was different, to be honest, and I'm gonna make all of that clear as I begin to cover things. I'm also gonna be talking about the stuff that I'm very, very excited for. I'm gonna do my best to cover as much of this Direct as I possibly can today. So, without further ado, I kind of want to go ahead and just jump right into it because I have feelings on this Direct. Also, just a real quick honorable mention, I have to give props to this new Direct intro. This right here looks pretty good. Like, this just screams Nintendo fun right here. I absolutely love this new intro that they got. Yeah, that was pretty peak. So, starting the Direct off, absolutely no surprise to anyone, they are showing off the new Mario Kart game, which ended up being titled Mario Kart World. I strongly expected them to go with either Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10, mostly Mario Kart 10, but we got Mario Kart World, and I absolutely love what they are doing with this game. Like, they obviously talk about it as time goes on, but I'm going to go ahead and briefly mention everything. Being able to drive on walls in certain sections was pretty awesome to see. Like, they also had a cow, for whatever reason, drive on a power line. That was awesome to see. And, like, the free ride mode where you could literally just drive anywhere and anywhere you want, that was cool. The fact that you could also straight up drive off the track and whatnot, like, that's pretty awesome. Like, they added a good amount to this game. Like, see, look at that. Like, just driving on the wall. There's the cow with the power line. Yep, that was funny. But, like, being able to, like, do this fun online mode where you can go take pictures with your friends and do all sorts of other crazy crap. Like, they are going ham with this. Like, this just looks so fun. Oh my lord, it really does. It has that Nintendo level of quality that you would expect from these games. Like, it looks so good. Like, look at that. And you can drive pretty much anywhere, too. That right there on its own is a seller for me. I definitely will be getting Mario Kart World. Alright, moving on to the next thing. So, next they kind of showed off some of the new system features that we're getting. These, I'm surprised were not on the original Switch, to be honest. Because, the Wii U had a freaking feature like this, and nobody really gave a crap about it. And so the Switch omitted it, and people wanted it back. But now there is going to be there's going to be voice calling on the Switch, which that was a thing with the PlayStation 4, and even the PlayStation 3 and Vita had it, and PlayStation 5 has it, Xbox had it for years and whatnot. Nintendo just never really did it until the Wii U, and nobody cared about the Wii U. But they are adding in a voice chat feature to the Switch, and you can even screen share your games to your friends. Now, I'm a little mixed on this. I'm happy that they added this, because this is something that they should have added a long time ago. But you can tell in some of the footage, especially with the game sharing thing, that the latency is not great. Like, they literally show how bad the latency is with it, so it looks choppy and everything. Not a fan of that. I think I'll still stick to Discord when it comes to that kind of thing. That's the funny thing as well. They kind of set this up similarly to Discord, at least in terms of the presentation of it. Like, it looks almost like a Discord clone. I'm not sure how well that's going to go over. Funny thing as well, they added a microphone to the Switch 2, and it's supposedly going to be able to pick your voice up from even large distances very clearly. I don't know exactly how well that's going to work, to be honest. I'm not confident. Like, see, look at there, though. Like, you can see the latency issues right there. Like, that right there. I'm sorry, that just looks bad. It looks straight up bad. The game sharing looks bad. Like, I'm not sugarcoating it. It looks terrible. Like, the latency sucks there. But yeah, case in point, I'm not sure how well the voice thing is gonna go over. I'm really not. Given the presentation of the screen sharing, I'm pretty confident they're overselling the microphone feature. It's still cool that they added it, though. It really is. It's just, they skipped an entire generation with this feature that should have had it. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool. I'm mixed on it because of the way it looks and whatnot, but it's still cool that they actually added it. And, like, you can even expand the game screen like they showed there. And just look at the latency. Once again, I'm gonna say it looks absolutely terrible. Like, I don't know how they can confidently show that in the Direct and be like, hey, this is cool. But, like, it's obvious how bad the latency is there. Anyway, moving on. I can go on about this for a while, so I'm gonna stop there. But I will say this. It's nice to finally know what that frickin' C button does, because we have all been curious about that for a while. Also, real quick. Who can forget the Nintendo Switch 2 camera? No, I'm being serious. There is a Nintendo Switch 2 camera. So, with the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, you can literally use it as a webcam to insert yourself into certain games and literally use it as a webcam. The latency looks terrible with the camera as well. The camera quality doesn't look great either. So, like, yeah, I'm mixed on this as well. Like, you can literally put your face in games like Mario Party, for example, like, have it replace the me icon. It's cool, but the quality does not look great. But yeah, see, look at that. You can literally have your face there instead of, like, your character or your profile picture, whatever. It's a cool idea. Like, I like that idea. It actually looks really cool. I just wish that they would go with something a little more quality, but this is Nintendo we're talking about. They're obviously not going to do that. But, yeah, case in point, it's cool, but it has the same latency issue that the game sharing has, which I'm not a fan of, so that's all I'm going to say about the camera. It's cool, but could easily be better. Like, you're better off just using Discord still. I'm just throwing that out there. Just stick with Discord. Naturally, to use the game chat and the other online features, you will have to have an active NSO membership. That's not exactly new info. Like, we very much expected that, to be honest. The Nintendo Switch parental control crap. Like, everyone already knows what parental controls are, so there's no need for me to really go over that. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing from here. And what is that next thing, you may be wondering? Well, that next thing just happens to be Game Share. So, essentially, with Game Share, it's acting as if it was Nintendo DS Download Play, where you can play locally on Switch 2 and Switch 1 even, while only one person actually owns the game. This is something the Switch 1 technically had, but both people had to own the game, and it was done through the local play. Now, you don't have to actually have the game. Like, not everybody has to own it, only one person has to now. I really wish that was something that the whole Switch generation had. It's funny that they're adding that after the Switch's life is ending. It's being added now that the Switch 2 is a thing. I can't see the Switch 1 having that for very long, but it's cool that they're adding that. But I do wish that they allowed for that for pretty much the entire Switch generation. That honestly would have been a lot better instead of having everybody buy the game. Like, but that's also such a Nintendo move to make. And also, real quick, they also have to show different things with the Switch's screen. And, like, just the different features. It, obviously, as you can see here, bigger screen, bigger console, like, higher definition display. We already knew this. Like, it's gonna have better, resolution. The screen itself is gonna be 1080p. And it's either gonna support 4K, which is really awesome. 120 FPS, which... I find it funny that Nintendo, of all people, actually decided to show the specs. They know people have been wanting to know the specs of this thing, so they just had to go all in with it. Like, Nintendo's never been one to care about power that much, but the fact that they actually decided to show this stuff to the people who have been wanting to know it, that's actually pretty nice, to be honest. Like... It's got a lot of people excited. It really does. Like, this thing can, at least in terms of power, it can compete with the Steam Deck, I think. Anyway. And of course, like, the Joy-Cons are bigger, and they attach magnetically, stuff like that. I'm still not going to use the Joy-Cons this way. I'm still going to most likely just use the Pro Controller, because, you know, Pro Controller is just objectively better. But the mouse functionality is actually confirmed, as you can see, and they actually have some unique ideas with it, stuff that I'm not really gonna bother with, to be honest, but, you know, it's cool that that's even a feature. Now, I really hope that they actually use that as a way to add DS games to NSO. That would be cool, because you could literally just use the mouse pointer to play the ones that require the touchscreen, or even just play it in handheld mode. But that would be cool. Also, improved speakers, blah, blah, blah. 3D audio. 3D audio is pretty neat, actually. Like, I don't know how that's going to work, but evidently 3D audio is going to be a thing. So, I'm interested. I really am interested. I cannot wait to check this out. This looks really good. I'm hoping it sounds as good as they're advertising. And of course, the new kickstand. This stand I'm a fan of. Like, it's definitely really good. Massive improvement over the original, because the original Switch stand was absolutely terrible. 2 USB-C ports. I mean, cool. That's great. The accessories, I guess, require USB-C connection, which is interesting. Charging a tabletop mode, that's a cool idea. I don't know how often I'll use that, but it's nice that it's there. Now, this actually had me excited here. The fact that they are including 256 gigs of internal storage, which does not sound like much, but Switch games don't take up a lot of space anyway, and I don't think Switch 2 games will either. But also, just the fact that they are including that, though, massive improvement. Massive improvement. And obviously there's other improvements here as well, but I don't think it's worth going over too much. But the fact that this thing also has 4K as well, I will say that. The fact that this thing has 4K, that's impressive. Now, I'm pretty sure the 4K is only docked mode, so don't get your hopes up for that with handheld mode. But handheld mode will at least be 1080p, and it will have better cooling than the Switch one, which is also an improvement. And the thing with this is it's gonna open up the door for a lot of potential games to come to this thing that we never would have saw on Switch 1. And also, as you just saw, they did say that there's going to be a lot of Nintendo Switch games that are backwards compatible. Not every Switch game will be backwards compatible, but they did release a backwards compatibility list, and it's extremely large. Like, there's genuinely only one game that is outright not supported, and it's literally just a toy VR game. So, pretty much 99% of the library will be backwards compatible. There are some games that have issues that they're working on, but anyway, I spent enough time on this. I think it's time to move on. I also noticed that I paused it too soon. So we're getting Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. This is essentially the Switch 2's version of Astro Playroom. The one thing that I'm not too happy with is that it's a paid digital only game. Because, like, the PlayStation 5 came with Astro's Playroom, and that was a free bonus. Whereas you have to actually buy this. This is not something that I personally would want to buy. Like, I think it would be better if they just included it with the system by default. But, I mean, it's Nintendo. I don't expect much from them. Anyway, it's really nothing more than a game that showcases the technical side of the system and shows, like, all the hardware stuff. So, it's not too interesting. It's cool, but not too interesting overall. So, I'm gonna move on to the next thing here. And of course, they show off some of the mouse functionality here, like, I guess with Speed Golf and Dodge the Spike Ball. I'm not sure if those are included with the Switch Tour game or whatever it's called. I already forgot the name, but who cares? Oh yeah, it looks like it is. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, okay, Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It's interesting, but this one's probably going to be a hard pass for me, to be honest. It's not as interesting as Astro's Playroom was, but not bad. Okay, so they showed off the game card here. It looks exactly like the Switch ones, except it's red and it has better writing speed. I thought that was neat. Like, that's pretty cool. It could look a little more unique, but that's just me. Also, apparently the additional storage, you have to have the micro SD express cards. These evidently also allow for better writing speeds. And your other memory cards that you use on the Switch 1, you can't use those on this. So, it's unfortunate, because those cards are more expensive. But better writing speed is always good. And also, they have the data transfer system, so you just sign in to the same Nintendo account, then you can transfer your stuff over. That's something that the 3DS had as well. I thought that was neat. You could just sign into your account, though, and then just download everything, so that's not really needed. They also announced a new Pro Controller with the C button and the GR and GL buttons. Those are literally just used to bind controls to an easier button press, I guess. And an audio jack. So it's essentially like an Xbox controller, just with Nintendo layout. And yeah, so that's a lot of what they have to show with the actual Switch 2 system. The one thing that they did not show, that I know they can talk about, is the freaking price of the system. I don't know why they have not shown the price of this thing. They're wanting us to buy this thing. They even gave us a release date, June 5th. But there's no price. Like, as of the time of the recording of this video, there is absolutely no price on the system that we have to go on. Now, there are several people, including Jeff Keighley, whose word I don't trust. I'm just gonna go ahead and say. There are several people who are saying it is $449.99. And basically $450. And there is no official source for this that I can find, like, anywhere. Like, Nintendo has not officially stated it anywhere that I've been able to find. Well, like, a lot of people also seem to be pointing at Business Wire for the source of this price. I don't know how reliable this is. I really don't. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is not official or anything, because I don't know the legitimacy of this. But this is what they have to go on right here, and I'm just going to say it outright. Until Nintendo themselves actually announce the price and list the price on their website or put it on Twitter or whatever, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. but at the same time, I won't be surprised if $450 actually is the price. It's still cheaper than $500, but not much cheaper. Now, the bundle with Mario Kart World is supposedly going to be $500, but again, until they actually announce it, I will take it with a grain of salt. But I'm not going to write off the possibility either. Like, it could easily be the price that they are talking about. So next, we have 3 different types of games we can play on here. Nintendo Switch 2 games, backwards compatible Switch 1 games, and then there's going to be Switch 2 Edition games. So, much like with the PlayStation 5, much like with that, Nintendo Switch games are going to be getting Switch 2 upgrades. We don't know the actual price for the upgrade pads themselves, but they did confirm that there are going to be upgrade pads with these. I'm estimating $20. I'm hoping $10 is the price, but I'm gonna say Nintendo's gonna charge $20 at most. I'm hoping that's the most they'll charge anyway. But they did confirm games like Mario Kart Tour, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Those games are all getting Switch 2 editions, and they're gonna have higher frame rates, higher resolutions, and apparently they're gonna be doing some new stuff with them as well, which is really cool. Like, but with Mario Kart, with Mario Party Jamboree specifically, we're getting Switch 2 exclusive DLC with this, and it literally uses the freaking camera. So they really want you to use that freaking camera. Oh my lord, that's gonna be interesting. Like, and I don't mean to sound like a downer, but I'm not talking about like the good kind of interesting. I'm anticipating how bad this is gonna look, because like I'm sorry, I don't like the way the camera looks. I really don't. It looks bad. It straight up looks bad. Anyway, I said all that earlier. Case in point, they really want you to use that camera, but aside from that, everything else looks cool. Like with this DLC, it really does. It's just, I'm sorry, it looks so cheesy with the camera, and like using your voice to make that little thing go forward and whatnot. Like, there's cool ways that they are using it. It's just, I'm just not a fan of the camera part. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I don't know. Anyway, this was to be expected with a lot of Switch games. They are getting Switch 2 editions and whatnot, so yeah. I will say I'm excited for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's upgrades. I was gonna end up replaying those games on Switch 2 anyway, so this gives me more of a solid reason to do it. But yeah, not much else I can really say about that. Just, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more Switch 2 upgraded games than what they showed. But anyway, that's all I had to say about this. It's cool. I just wish I knew the price of these. I'm estimating $20 will be what they charge for each upgrade. I'm hoping $10, but I'm estimating $20 at minimum, to be honest. Speaking of the Zelda games, though, coming to Switch 2, there actually is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive feature for these upgraded versions of the games, and that is the Zelda Notes feature. This is accessible within the Nintendo Switch app, and it's essentially a Zelda dungeon style walkthrough that has voice navigation, and it shows you like things like Korok Seeds, shrines, and other stuff that you have not gotten yet. So it's literally just a walkthrough on your phone, and it kind of holds your hand, which, not gonna lie, for a game like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, this is actually a pretty nice addition. It's kind of late for that, though, because there's literally walkthroughs for both of these games all over the internet, but I mean, it's nice to have. But you can also send QR codes for things that you build, and even receive stuff that other players have built within the game, like via QR codes and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I actually thought that was a really nice addition. And as I say here, there's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is getting new content that's also exclusive to Switch 2. It's actually an exclusive story mode, which I think is interesting. I haven't actually played Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I played the demo, but I need to actually play the full game. I want to play the full game, but I don't know. This will give me an incentive to do it. Now, the cool thing is, if you already own all these games, I already mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and like fully touch it. If you already own these games, you can just buy an upgrade path for the Switch 2 versions. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is also getting a Switch 2 edition. I had a feeling that was going to be the case because, I mean, they kind of made it obvious. But yeah, like I said, if you own the Switch versions, you can just buy upgrade paths. So it's cool. You don't have to spend full price on these again. I'm going physical with these, so I'm most likely going to get them physical. That's another thing. The Switch 2 editions of all of these games will have physical and digital releases, so you can literally get the upgraded versions physically, which is awesome. I'm just going to end up owning 2 copies of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. But case in point, this looks neat. Pokemon Legends ZA having a Switch 2 version. This is cool. It really is. I don't know how it's going to differ from the normal Switch version, aside from better frame rate and resolution and whatnot, but it's still cool. I'm probably going to get the Switch 2 version of this game, just because, you know, why not get it? But yeah, so this is neat. Moving on. Next, they decided that it would be a brilliant idea to show off a new game that actually uses the mouse-like functionality of the Joy-Cons. It's cool in concept, but this is definitely going to be a hard pass for me, to be honest. Like, I'm not much of a sports guy in general, but yeah, it's cool. Like, you have to use the Joy-Cons as like the mouse Dragon X Drive, I think that's how it's pronounced, but yeah. This is a cool concept idea, but I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Like, people who are fans of this genre are definitely gonna love it. I'm just not a fan, to be honest. I don't like the way it controls. The way it looks is okay, it's not great, but that's really all I had to say. This is gonna be a hard pass for me. Sorry, not sorry. We got 3 more announcements that I'm gonna briefly gloss over. We got Elden Ring coming to Switch, the Tarnished Edition. I think during this part of the stream, at one point, it actually froze, if I recall correctly, because, like, a lot of people were having issues with viewing it past there. The VOD seems to have fixed it, but I thought it was funny that it actually froze during that. But yeah, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition coming to Switch. I think it includes all the DLC from the base game and whatnot. Very much looking forward to that, because I've always wanted to play this game and never got around to it. We also got Hades 2 coming to Switch. Hades was a fun game. I never finished it, but it's a fun game. I'm not really big into roguelikes, so I don't know if I'll really get this, but case in point, it's cool that this is coming to Switch too. Looking forward to it for the people who actually are into these games. And the last of these announcements with this string of them is Street Fighter 6 coming to Switch 2. I'm not really a fan of fighting games, personally. I've never gotten into Street Fighter, but for people who are excited about this, definitely happy for y'all, for sure. Just, you know, not my thing personally. We got a Daemon X Machina game coming to Switch 2. Cool. I may check it out. It kind of gives me Xenoblade X vibes, but I've been playing Xenoblade X a lot, and I recently got my mech, or my Skell. But yeah, that's probably why. I may try it out, not sure. We'll see. We also got Split Fiction coming to the Switch 2, which, this game looks pretty cool. I kind of want to check it out. It plays very similarly to It Takes Two, which literally requires 2 people to play. I never got to play It Takes Two because I could never really find anybody that wanted to play it. So I don't know if I'll actually find somebody to play this with, but case in point, this looks cool. EA Sports, I'll pass. It's EA Sports. It's some EA Sports game. I don't really care. Moving on. We're just gonna completely forget about EA Sports and Madden and blah blah blah. Yeah, goodbye. Now, Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Switch 2. Now, this game was released on the Switch, but I think it was like a lesser downgraded version of the game. I think this is the more modernized version that's on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. Because technically the one that's on the Switch is a bit of a downgraded version, so I think that's the one that's actually coming. Not really super interested in Hogwarts Legacy for a lot of reasons, but not gonna go over those. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, that's coming to Switch 2, which I think is neat. Like, it's neat that it's coming. I haven't played Tony Hawk Pro Skater since PlayStation 1 days, actually, so I don't know if I'll actually get this, but it looks fun. It really does. It kind of brings me back to that PlayStation 1 era, if you will. Like, I think that's kind of the point, though. I also laughed at that SpongeBob bit there. That was really funny. They really got me good there. Also, Hitman is getting a native port to Switch 2, because this is a little bit of a big deal, because Hitman was on the Switch, but it was a cloud port, like, literally just a cloud version, so that doesn't technically count. So yeah, I thought this is interesting. I've never played Hitman, probably still won't play it, but it's cool that it's getting a native port. Now, if only Kingdom Hearts would get a native port. Moving on. There's also apparently a new 007 game that's going to be coming to Switch 2. I want to say it's a GoldenEye remake. I want to say, just based on the music. But, I mean, it's 007. That doesn't necessarily matter. The music is going to be very similar. But yeah, we got Project 007. I'm curious about that. Very excited. Yeah. Sounds great. Now, this had me excited right here. We are finally getting that remaster for Bravely Default from the 3DS. This was kind of sort of announced to come to the Switch 1 and just never did. But it's finally coming to Switch 2. I've always wanted to play this, but I never bought it on the 3DS. So I actually have a chance to play it now. It looks great. Granted, it does look a little last gen, but it's a remaster of a 3DS game. I'm not expecting it to be a graphical masterpiece or anything, but still, this looks great. I love it. Absolutely love it. Very excited for this. We also got Yakuza 0 Director's Cut coming to the Switch 2. Not really a fan of Yakuza, never played it, but for people who like the series, this is definitely something exciting for y'all to look forward to. So, yeah, definitely check this out. Next, we got a brand new Hyrule Warriors game. I'm kind of skeptical with this, to be honest, because Age of Calamity was meant to be a prequel to Breath of the Wild and show how the Calamity happened and whatnot, but then it ended up retconning stuff, and it's kind of considered non-canon by a vast majority of fans. I don't know if Nintendo even considers it canon. I'm hopeful for this, though, because it looks really, really good. It's called Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which that was a fantastic name right there. I am super excited for this, though. Like, I'm hoping I can actually finish it, though, because I'm going to be honest, Warrior-style games just don't hold me very long. But I am going to give this one a shot. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm really hoping that it's good. I'm skeptical, like I said, because of Age of Calamity, but we'll see. This game does look really good, though. It looks absolutely incredible. Like, I just look at this. Like, oh my lord. Anything with Tears of the Kingdom, for sure, like with more Tears of the Kingdom story and whatnot, I'm on board for. Definitely on board for. Like, more Zelda in general, I'm on board for, but especially Tears of the Kingdom, I'm definitely on board for it. So yeah, hoping this is good. Still skeptical, but we'll see. Okay, so this next part had me extremely salty, but also happy at the same time. But I'm more on the salty side with this than the exciting part. Here's why. Just wait till it pops up on screen. And I jokingly called this too. But GameCube is coming to NSO. A lot of people have talked about this and spread rumors about it, but it's actually coming true. Now, there's two reasons I'm salty about this. One, GameCube is exclusive to Switch 2. you do have to have NSO expansion pack, and they're not increasing the price. But if you want to enjoy GameCube games, you do have to have the Switch 2, which I'm not surprised. But the other reason I'm salty about this is because we are getting Wind Waker. Yeah, that might sound counterproductive because, like, it's Wind Waker. It's a GameCube classic. But hear me out here. We have begged Nintendo for years for the HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Instead, they choose to give us GameCube NSO with the original Wind Waker, but Twilight Princess wasn't even listed on the list of games that's coming to it. But that's not even all. Oh no, that's not even all. They remastered a lot of GameCube games and decided to sell those remastered GameCube games. So to me, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I really hoped that they would just give us Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, and this announcement kind of feels like a slap in the face. At the same time, though, it's cool that they are bringing GameCube to NSO. It's cool. Like, I'm not, like, mad that it's coming. I'm confused on why they chose to do this instead of giving us the HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and not remastering more of these games, but I'll take what I can get. It's going to be exclusive to the Switch 2 with the NSO expansion pack, all that crap. But yeah, I'm salty, but at least we're finally getting Wind Waker on Switch in some way, shape, or form. And they're going to have a exclusive controller for this, which I'm wondering if you could just use the GameCube controller adapter and a GameCube controller. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I'm salty. Excited, but salty. So yeah. I think it's safe to say that Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD are not coming to Switch 2. And Deltarune is coming to Switch 2 as well. Like, both chapters of it are coming to Switch 2. But it's also getting chapters 3 and 4, which is pretty neat. A lot of people have been wanting chapters 3 and 4, so this is cool. Like, it's essentially a completed version of Deltarune. I've never played Deltarune, but I heard it only had a couple chapters. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but here's the point. This is cool that it's coming to Switch 2. And Borderlands 4 is coming to Switch 2 as well. Never played Borderlands, but I know some people who are gonna be extremely excited for this. I'm not really an FPS person, so I'll be passing on this, but it does look good. Like, it honestly looks really good. So, for those who like this genre, definitely check it out. It's gonna be a hard pass for me, but y'all should enjoy it. And also, Civilization 7 is coming to Switch 2 as well. Not a big fan of Civilization either, but again, for those who like this genre or like this series, definitely check it out. It's not my thing personally, but yeah. Okay, so it's time for me to eat my words on something. Actually, I was wrong earlier when I said that the stream froze during the Elden Ring announcement. This is actually the part of the stream where it froze, where they were announcing these games here. WWE 2K, I guess some sports game, 2K. Don't care about those. This right here is actually where the stream froze when it was live. The VOD actually fixed it somehow. Cool, but case in point, this looks interesting. It looks kind of fun. I forget the name of the game, but it looks charming. Probably not my thing. It looks like another one of those cozy games with like mini games and stuff. Yeah, I don't remember the name of this game, to be honest. I think we were all fixated on the fact that the stream kind of froze. So I don't think we really got to see the name of it. Survival Kids. There we go. Survival Kids. It looks fun. Not my thing, but it looks cool, I guess. Let's see. What is this? I think the stream was also messing up when this was going on as well. Something 2. Gungeon 2, I guess? Yeah, it looks interesting. Not really my thing, but looks neat. We also got this. Right here. We got this. Another game I can't remember the name of. But you know what? Looks interesting. Looks a little last gen, actually. Not gonna lie. But it looks interesting. Again, not my thing. Feel free to tell me what this game is in the comments below, because I'm probably not gonna stick around to actually look at the name. But all I can really say is it looks okay. Not my thing at all. Oh, never mind. Star Seeker. It's Star Seeker. There we go. Star Seeker. Coming in 2026. Cool. And would you look at that? Cyberpunk is coming to Switch 2. I don't know how it's going to perform on Switch 2 because this game was a broken mess when it came out. I'm not expecting this to be good at all. But I'm not really interested in Cyberpunk anyway. So it has no bearing with me whatsoever. Case in point, it's coming to Switch 2. So yeah, that's cool. Now, this is pretty neat. They are bringing Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate to Switch 2. I probably won't get it because I already have the PlayStation 4 and 5 version, so there's not much of a need for me to get this, unless I just want to play it on the go. I don't know. I might get it. I also don't know if they're bringing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to the Switch 2, but I'm not too bothered by it either way. But yeah, it's cool that it's coming. It really is. So yeah, we got quite a bit coming to Switch 2. It looks great. Like, it honestly looks great. There's a lot of mediocre stuff here, but it's overall not too terrible. They also showed Hollow Knight Silksong, which surprised me. People who have been waiting on Hollow Knight Silksong are definitely eating good there. Some more niche games here that I'm not gonna sit here and name. Let's just say they look alright. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting showcase. Ooh, there's Witchbrook. I actually kind of want to play Witchbrook. But yeah. This Direct it's good. It has a lot going for it. The Marvel Comics invasion looks fun. Star Wars Outlaws, I might check that out. Not sure. Probably not. We'll see. I fell out of Star Wars a while back. I mostly I mostly watch like the older movies and whatnot. So yeah, this looks cool. I'm gonna move on to the next thing because I'm mostly just rambling here. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Some stuff we've seen before, some we haven't. But yeah, moving on. We got a new Souls game coming to Switch 2, and me and quite a few people thought this was Bloodborne, to be honest. Me and my friends that were watching this, we thought this was Bloodborne, because, like, it really looked like a Bloodborne game. Like, we thought it was going to be a new Bloodborne. I never played Bloodborne, so I assumed it was going to be the original, and, I kind of ate my words on that. So, yeah. It looks fun, but I don't know. I'm debating on whether or not I want to get it or not. I mean, maybe. It looks cool. It looks creepy. I don't know. I'm still debating. It's called The Duskbloods. So, yeah, if you're curious, definitely check it out. I don't know if I will or not, but it looks good. It definitely gives off that Souls-like vibe, like that creepiness to it that these games have. I like to watch people play these games more so than play them myself, which is why I'm debating with Elden Ring. But yeah, it looks fun. And we are also getting a new Kirby game. Now, this actually kind of took me by surprise a little bit. I wasn't expecting to see a Kirby game at this, but I mean, it is a first-party Nintendo IP. It's just, we don't really get a lot of Kirby games out of the gate. But what surprised me more was the fact that it was also a sequel to Kirby's Air Ride from the GameCube. So yeah, we're getting a new Kirby Air Ride game. It's literally just called Kirby Air Riders. I thought they were just going to call it Kirby Air Ride 2. But no, it's Kirby Air Riders. It looks fun. It looks cool. It's a Kirby game. So it's gonna have that cute aesthetic to it that a lot of Kirby games will have. The star with the rocket still looks kind of fun, not gonna lie. I may check this game out. Like, it looks really good, actually. It looks like it could easily run on the Switch, but it looks good. Like, I actually genuinely love how this looks. I kind of want it, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think it's coming out in 2026, if I remember right. I might be proven wrong here, not sure. I think it's 2026 game. Naturally, Sakurai is the guy behind it, because, you know... Oh, no, it is 2025. Okay, never mind, I've proven wrong. Anyway, moving on. And at last, the final game announcement is a brand new 3D Donkey Kong game. Not even kidding. Like, a lot of people have been wanting a 3D Donkey Kong game for years. We haven't had one since Donkey Kong 64. And, I've never played Donkey Kong 64, I'm gonna be honest. Never played it at all. I heard mixed things about it, but case in point, this game looks phenomenal. It literally takes Donkey Kong and kind of sort of gives it a Mario Odyssey-like vibe to it. I like that a lot. Not really big on DK's design, though, not gonna lie. I'm not really the biggest fan of that. Like, it looks off-putting. Like, they wanted to go for his movie design, which I get, but that worked better in the movie than the game. But that's kind of the only real negative I'm seeing with this, and it's kind of a personal nitpick of mine. The game itself looks like a lot of fun, too. Like, oh my lord, I may get this. Like, I'm not, like, the biggest Donkey Kong fan. I love Donkey Kong Country, because I grew up with it, but... yeah, like, this game, I kind of want it. I kind of want it. Like, look at how pretty this looks. Like, this looks absolutely stunning. Like, seriously, it looks good. There are some 2D sections it looks like from right there, but overall, I'm excited for this game. Trying to remember the name of it. I think it's Donkey Kong Bonanza or something. Oh my lord, that face. I think it's Donkey Kong Bonanza, if I recall correctly. Yep, I was right. It is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Sweet! It looks good. It really does look good. Like, I'm genuinely looking forward to this game. It looks good. It's coming out in July. On my friend's birthday, no less. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. And, of course, they just talk about, like, the Switch 2 and its release date again and blah, blah, blah. They literally say they have no more to say as well, but yet the price is the one thing they have not revealed for some dumb reason. They are going to sell a bundle of this game with Mario Kart World. I'm assuming it's a download code. But, yeah. Still no price, even though they said they have nothing left to talk about. They still hadn't shown us a price. But either way... I'm excited for this thing. I just wish that they would give us a price. I'm still not going to believe the one that people are talking about until Nintendo confirms it. It probably will be the price, but as of right now, I'm skeptical with even believing that price. But I also won't be surprised if $450 really is the price for this thing. But that is actually the end of the Direct right there. So, yeah. So yeah, an overall good Direct. A lot of good was announced here, and there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm not super excited for, but case in point, this was an overall good Direct. I'm still salty about the GameCube thing, and that they're even bringing it, because they remastered a lot of GameCube games, and it doesn't look like they're giving us Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. They're just going to give us the GameCube ports through NSO, but they could still surprise us later down the line and still give us the HD versions, but... I don't know, one can dream. That's really all I can say. But case in point, if you guys watched this video all the way to the end, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this entire thing. I did a lot of rambling and talking and blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna go get me some water, stretch, and do all that. Again, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.